We in the 50th year of hip hop, man. The date that they have officialized for hip hop and things like that. Uh, you seeing now a lot of the older rappers get their flowers, get their respect,
100%.
getting booked for shows overseas and locally, and you just hear these records being remade now, especially the early 2000 records now. But they remaking the artist songs. You see an appreciation now. Uh, 50 Cent is doing his 20th year anniversary of Get Rich or Die Trying, man.
I was just out there for what he just did now.
Okay.
The victory. The
Final lap.
The final lap. I was just out there maybe about 2 weeks ago in Toronto, Canada. Yeah.
Okay, I went to the one out here in Houston and stuff, man. I had a good time, man. Had some good seats. And it was
good out here now, right?
Yeah, he got a spot out here. Yeah, he be out here for sure. Seeing him around, working with the community, working with the schools, working with the man, doing it all. Like in the streets, working with the people. Then he do the party stuff out here. He done got like bars. He even part of the sports organizations like his liquor and things like that, sponsoring. He heavy out here in Houston for sure, man. He doing his stuff.
Okay, by the way, shout out to my dude, Passport Flav. Passport Flav, my guy Flav is 50's road manager. He always look out for me. I got to shout out Flav. What's good, bro?
For sure, man. 100. Nah, man. 20 years later, I go to the show and 50 performs on stage the Ja Rule diss records. Whole show was lit. But it was crazy to see that time, in that moment of his beef with Ja Rule was so epic that he could perform a Ja Rule diss record as a main song on his set, and people is turned up to it.
You know, so funny about the 50 Cent Ja Rule thing? I'm cool with both of them.
Yeah.
And it's one of them things that you see your brothers fighting and you don't want to be a part of that shit. So again, for me, I've always stayed out the way. I can tell you a lot about both of them. As far as 50 is concerned, 50 is literally the smartest rapper I've ever met in my entire life. He has the street mannerisms of a gorilla. However, he has the mental intellect of pick the brightest Fortune 500 CEO. If you listen to how he talks as opposed to what he's known for doing, you think it was two different people. When you listen to him talk in interviews, he's extremely insightful. He's extremely analytical. He literally talks like a CEO of American Express. And I remember one time I went to G Unit headquarters because I was going to interview Yayo Banks and Buck for something they were doing. And I ran into 50. I wasn't even there for 50. And he was buying some jewelry and shit. And he was like, yo, man, come in. I was come in. It's like fucking 1 o'clock in the afternoon and shit. And he's starting to buy this jewelry and shit. And we start talking. And I was like, you know, because I had read the book 48 Laws of Power. Yeah. And I was like, yo, bro, what the fuck is going on, man? Like, you did this, and this was this law. Never outshine the masters, Eminem. This law is this. You did this with the Trojan horse. You made these two niggas fight against each other so that they become weaker and you become stronger. And he said to me, hip hop is the only genre where you can move people, actual human beings, like pieces on a chessboard. And at that point, I realized how analytical he was. And I said to him in that moment, I said, you know something, bro? If I had a choice if I had a beef with you, if I had a choice between getting out in the street and let's just get it, or continuing to deal with you from here, let's just do the fist fight, bro. Because I know that once we do that, man, you're going to get hit, I'm going to get hit. Whoever win, going to win. But I can at least spit the teeth out and we going to walk this off and have an etc. When this guy goes against you, he knows how to actually do it. And the level of brains is so high. You can tell him the way he does stuff. I happened to be in Australia with 50 maybe about 3 years ago. We were doing a tour and we were in the sauna together. And I couldn't stand the sauna, man. That nigga was in there sitting in the sauna. I had come in before, but he was in there sitting in the sauna. And I remember he had his phone in his hand. And I was looking at the phone and I was like, this is where all the bull be coming from. The phone right there. And I was just looking like, you just had the phone, he was had the phone in hand, was just sitting there. And in my mind, I was like, all the bull be happening because just realized in that moment how smart he was. And like, I listened to him just to hear him talk about certain because he breaks it down, man. When you listen to a 50 Cent interview, it's usually very enlightening. Ja Rule, people don't know about Ja, that he is an amazing entrepreneur. He's got the Icon app and all that kind of stuff like that. I was in the beta testing of that. That is going to be something that's going to be amazing. Also, Ja Rule is a visionary. He's the precursor to Drake. He's the one who laid down the groundwork for the Drakes and the T-Pains to be able to do what they do. Now, both T-Pain and Drake are amazing artists. Like, look at what T-Pain did. He created a whole subgenre, and he's an amazing writer. We don't even need to get into that. He, with the melodies and the singing and Thug making songs for women, those guys, he was ahead of his time, man. But as far as the two of them together, man, the one thing that I wish is that there could be somebody that could put them two together. Yeah. And I think it was supposed to happen. Like, it was supposed to happen, but I had heard that Ja didn't want it to happen or something like that. But I heard it was supposed to happen. Listen, if it happened with Fat Joe, it could happen with Ja.
Well, I seen the John Mad Hoffa interview. He said when they was supposed to get together with the minister, 50 didn't show up. I don't know if they're supposed to do it again, but at that time, and I do remember 50 saying, I'm gonna have to tell the minister it's against my religion to let a nigga live. I don't know, 50 just entertaining, but you know, both of them do, like, Ja Rule, man, go have an amazing set. And at this point, and I bring that up in the 20th year because that was one of the most iconic beefs for sure at that time. And
but you have to understand,
yeah,
there's beefs,
yeah,
and then there's beefs.
yeah.
That wasn't even some I'm being competitive shit. That was some other shit.
Okay.
That was some other shit.
Yeah.
And when it gets to that, it's maybe sometime that can't be resolved.
Yeah. And the thing is, like I say though, no matter what anybody say, on both sides, them dudes got recognizable records by the entire world. Ja Rule, 20 years later, is still getting booked for festivals and rocking the crowd.
I'm with Ja all the time, man.
Yeah, he going crazy, like still doing this stuff. And you can go back and hear the quality of the music for sure. Like it's still them records that last and still jam to this day. And when, if you got your lady or something like that, you could throw on some Ja Rule and get her, you know what I'm saying? And then 50, even able to come out later with the songs like, bitch, I'm the man. You know I'm the man. And him even performing the power. I heard this is a get rich time.
You know how that shit take off when that shit come on?
Bro, he performed that on the tour. And the I'm the man. It's like, nah, these came in the power era. These are power eras of 50 Cent. And to see what dudes don't even got to get up, and that's one of the things that I love about rap in the game, bro. Like, this stuff gonna last forever if you really putting your all in it. They can't erase your history, you know what I'm saying?
They cannot erase history.
Yeah.
They cannot erase what was done. You know, even with me, man, you can't erase that. Like, I know, you know, one thing that I know from the one thing that I learned from the 50th year hip hop, because I really wasn't confident in myself. I would just be like, yo, man, you know, I'm good at, I'm cool at what I do. And, yo, you know, dudes are booking me and, you know, whatever. But when this 50th year hip hop came, it really made me understand who I am and what my contribution to this entire thing was. I was never at any of the celebrations. So I wasn't at the Grammys, but what, come on. Music make you lose control. Music make you lose control. And in terms of impact, global impact, that record might be Missy's #1 record ever. In terms of global impact, hearing it everywhere, where it's still rocking today. And then, you know, Hip Hop 50, Be Faithful's being played. Dougie comes out to it, and DJ plays it. And I started to understand, even though I look at myself and I may not feel like I'm this, what I've done and my voice and my impact will stand the test of time. And I firmly believe I'm going to get into the Hip Hop Hall of Fame because before myself and Brooklyn Clan, Busta Rhymes said, put your hands where my eyes can see, right? But nobody was talking about hands up. Now put your hands up. So when all of this shit, put your hands up, that's us. That's us. We brought that whole vibe in. Now, of course, you had DJ Cool and you had Dougie Fresh, which was my mentor. But when it comes to talking about put your hands up, it wasn't the way it is now until we came into the game.
So, man.